Under Gambler. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
News now on 102.7 The Game.
Reporting for Cromwell Media News, I'm Rob Nichols. Authorities have released the cause of death for Dalton Gordon, the Davis County inmate who died in custody back in August. According to Trooper Corey King, a medical examiner had determined that Gordon, age 28, died from acute multi-drug intoxication. Gordon was found unresponsive by deputy jailers on the morning of August 20th. Despite immediate life-saving measures, they're unable to revive him. At the time of his death, Gordon was housed alone in his cell. Investigators are continuing to look into the circumstances surrounding the incident. Davis County Sheriff Brad Youngman reports a stepped-up speed enforcement effort on the Owensboro bypass after recent crashes. His team handed out 48 citations and multiple written warnings over 3 days. Plans are underway for meetings with local and state leaders to address ongoing safety concerns along the bypass. Updates are also released on 3 recent crashes, including the August 18th incident where Jeremy Wingfield was struck and killed while intoxicated. Fatal overcorrection crash September 4th with 2 victims. A September 12th van accident on Reed Road. Inocencio Espino Barros faces criminal charges and possible ICE detainment after that crash. Health officials say Indiana is seeing a large increase in the synthetic opioid. It's 100 times more powerful than fentanyl. There have been 246 detections of carfentanil. There were only 5 incidents in 2023 from that drug. I'm Rob Nichols.
Independence Bank offers you the freedom to choose the products that best fit your business. From custom financing to day-to-day banking, our bankers are here to help your small business grow confidently. We have the products, experience, and creative thinking to ensure you don't waste your 2 most important assets, your time and your money. Stop in at any of our locations. Your goals, our guidance. Independence Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Saddle up, Owensboro. It's Applebee's Bike Night, where chrome shines, engines rumble, and the good times roll. Ride in with your crew for great eats, ice cold drinks, and that midweek vibe you've been craving. We're doing it every other Wednesday, and the season wraps up on September 24th, so don't miss your chance to roll through. Proudly sponsored by the American Legion and Storm Damage Pros. Applebee's Bike Night every other Wednesday, now through September 24th. Pull up, park proud, and let's make it a night.
And now, Western Kentucky weather on 102.7 The Game.
Here's your 14 First Alert forecast. Overnight, partly cloudy with a low of 62. On Friday, increasing clouds and still hot during the day, a high of 92 degrees. A few isolated showers possible Friday night with a low of 64. On Saturday, partly cloudy, a little more humid, with rain possible late and a high of 91. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons with your 14 First Alert forecast.
Offer not available in New York.
From the Floor Concept Studios. Legally, we're WLME 102.7 FM, Lewisport, which you can just call us The Game. 102.7.
Hi, this is Travis Holtree from Foreman Watson Holtree. You know, we will not allow anyone to deter us from what we are committed to. We're committed to standing up for people and businesses who find themselves needing a voice because of legal issues. Our attorneys have the resolve it takes to stand up when tested without flinching in the face of adversity. We are Foreman Watson Holtree, and we're dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
And we're live.
We'll just come in. Dave hit the wrong button.
Wrong button.
User's error. User error on Dave there.
But Travis is mad. He's not mad. I hit the wrong button.
No,
Travis got extra love. FWHlegal.com.
Just no intro. You're listening to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree. Dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Make sure you're following 102.7 The Game on all social media. We got all the Player of the Weeks going up. Pick'em contest going out. Social media has been on fire. I think it's now up to 1.4 million views in the last 28 days. So, you know, having a good time with
to
that.
Advertise.
Yeah. So, you know, if you miss the show, you can always find it anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, wherever you get them. And if you're watching on the live stream, that's courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spas. Vic Evans, David Clark, being joined by the host, one of the hosts of Beyond the Benches, the star. Yesterday, the star was Briggins.
Yes.
The face.
The face.
The face. There you go.
There we go.
Brad Payne, we're here in the Floor Concept Studios. And how you guys doing today? Other than, you know, messing things up a little bit.
Just
I'm
actually
okay.
have my practice schedule.
Well, hold on.
I need to hide it.
I'm okay, but area coaches just got a little more stressed, and we're going to get into that.
Yeah, it's what the first segment's going to be about. The new transfer rule comes down, and I know Coach Payne and I are about on the same side.
Yep.
Dave's a little bit more to
Well, no, I'm with you, but
Okay.
we'll get it. We'll get into it.
But we'll start with what the rule is.
Yeah.
So the way the rule is, and I think this will start in 26, 27. So next year, I think they have to go through some hoops to get it because of it. But next year, what they will do is if you move in the district, that trumps everything. There's still nothing, if you
a move is a move.
A move is a move. If you live in Paducah and your dad gets a job in Ashland and you move to Ashland, you're immediate right away.
Yep.
Where that gets in is the people that did not move. Now, what a lot of us wanted to see happen was them take the
Indiana
rec,
Yeah.
Where it's one time, no questions asked. You transfer one time. The second time, there has to be a move involved and all of that. That's what I wanted to see. It's what a lot of states around us are starting to do in different areas. But what Kentucky decided was, now if you look at it right now, I think the way it is right now is if you play once in varsity and then you transfer, it can be contested and all of that.
Yes.
So what they've done is they've changed that from one participation in varsity to a 20% rule. Not 20% of the minutes, not 20% of it, it's 20% of the games. So in football, if you base it on the 10-game season, that means if you were on the punt team twice, you have
one
to
play.
For one
play.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
that counts as a game.
Right. Now, I think now you'll have the right to appeal this, and I'll get to that when we get to these appeals because I want to talk about that. But what you'll do is if you're less than 20%, so if you're a junior and you try to transfer, if at any point in time in the previous 2 years there was a season where you played in less than 20% of the games, then you are automatically eligible to a new school. But if you're a junior and in your freshman year and your sophomore year, you played in over 20% of the games or appeared in over 20% of the games, you are not eligible. Now, you will be able to appeal it, I guess.
Yes.
And then it gets to the whole process of how at the KHSA level right now, a lot of it has to do socioeconomic of how much money you have to get a lawyer and fight these things. And they didn't, that's still a problem. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem, and I'll get your thoughts, Brad. Here's the problem I have. Let's say you and I are at two schools, all right, not the same school. Let's say you're going to school A, I'm going to school C. Mm-hmm. Or we're juniors, okay? And we decide we go, as we're heading into our junior year, we've been to school 2 years. We don't like the culture. We don't like we don't get along with the coach well. Maybe it's just, it could be whatever the parent and a child decides. And we both transfer. But because I appeared in 8 games my freshman year for a total of 10 minutes, and you appeared in 5 games your freshman year for, let's say, a total of 40 minutes. You don't have to sit out a year, and I get punished and have to sit out a year. And to me, that is absolutely idiotic.
It seems that way, right? And believe it or not, I try to see it from all sides. I'm nearing the end of my coaching career. So these things, these new laws that are coming in effect are not going to affect me as much as it does another coach or another school or another player. But I still want what's right for the kid, and I always have for 30 years, almost 30 years. I want to do right by the kid first. If that organically means that it helps me, then I win too.
Right.
And believe me, I want that to happen more than I don't want that. My goal.
One of the reasons you coach is to compete and win.
You're trying to win.
My goal is to help myself win, and in doing so, help this kid at the same time. This is not helping anybody.
No.
I respect, and everyone needs to know that doesn't know. This panel knows the KHSAA doesn't make the rules. They make suggestions, and then it's voted upon.
And I will say, Tackett in this whole, because they're there at the meeting and it's voted on. He did say that this was a baby step, that the pressure coming down from legislator about freedom of movement, it's not going to stop. Mm-hmm. And, they even brought up some of the ideas of coaches, and I think there was a few that were maybe even named in person in the meeting that brought up of guys that would put people in one time just to keep them from, now all of a sudden I own you. And I know what they were trying to do, But it still doesn't help because if you think, well, if a coach is going to do that for one game in football, what keeps him from doing it in 2 games?
Well, let's have the situation here, and let's just use Davis County. Let's make it real personable here. I'm coaching Davis County, and you two guys are playing for me. All right, you're freshmen, and you're playing this year for me. Now, look, it's no secret we're pretty good this year. As a freshman, you better be really, really good in order to play for us at Davis right now to get valuable time.
Right.
Sure, yeah.
We're going to have games on both sides, unfortunately, with our schedule the way it is, to where I think we're going to be able to play some kids.
There's some mop-up duty to do.
There's going to be some times. You don't think in the back of my mind, with you two being some rising stars that we have as freshmen, that I'm not going to make sure that I put you in games?
Right.
I would be disappointed in the coaches for not doing that.
As a neutral fan, am I not doing my job?
Because I think I think what we have to not do is villainize the coaches in the next couple of years when they do play these young guys. Because at the end of the day, these coaches, and there's some schools that pay more than others. We know what some of the areas coaches make, and it's pretty good. Some of these stipends
it's a chunk of change, man.
It's not bad, and you want a young. Let's just use a young, rising up and coming coach, right? In any area, third region school, or even, I know Indiana's not in this conversation. He's supposed to risk his future, his stipend on not protecting his own interests.
Oh, no.
And I don't think just because a coach like Brad, if you put in 2 freshmen to make sure that, you kind of lock them into DC, yes. I don't think you should be a villain for that. And I think the kids should step up and play. And whatever the parent and the kids decide after the fact, that's what the family.
But here's what they've done.
The program has to come first.
I'm not vilifying the coaches, but what they've done is they've just added another wedge between coaches and parents.
1,000%.
Because I cannot vilify a parent for keeping track of this, and then when it gets to game 5, tell his son, hey, if they want to play you, but in mop-up duty, you don't go in. Because who knows what's going to happen when we're juniors, and you may decide that.
1,000% that I understand that point of view. It goes back to what we're all saying up here. It is my job is to sustain success, is to gain and sustain success. And that comes in many different forms. It doesn't just come in wins. But with that being said, I've got to make sure that I have talent to win, because you don't win Derby with donkeys,
right?
Unless it's mind that bird,
right? Yeah, the biggest donkey of all time. Now you just now said it with the wedge part. If I go down the bench with 1:21 to go and we're down 25, and I tell Dave to go in, one of my rising freshmen, and this is the 5th time I've done that to this kid, and his parent is across the way going no, and he tells me no, we're going to have problems.
Right, and I think this is the whole thing that you could have been averted. It doesn't need to be that way. And get me wrong, I'm not blaming the coach.
No.
And I'm not blaming the parent.
And I'm not either.
They're both making...
That's not a threat when I say we're going to have a problem.
Right, but
people have to understand.
You're going to still have problems.
I'm going to have a problem.
Both making the best decision for them and have been put in this position by a dumb rule.
Which is the whole gamut of this whole rule. You're making a decision based on what your truth is.
Yes.
What you believe, what your truth is as a student athlete. If you don't like the way the classroom setup is, if a school offers dual credits and you want to get involved in that, and I'm not going on a recruiting ploy as much as it sounds like it right now, but I'm giving you real, true reasons of why kids. It's not just basketball or baseball or football. Sometimes you add all that together, and now I'm causing a kid, because I've got to do my job as an athletic, to have a harder time or have to go build a house, buy a house, move to an apartment, something like that, just to be eligible. It's crazy.
So I think the question now becomes, how do you get out in front of this? And I'll let you answer that, because you're the actual coach, and you've been an actual coach at the KHSA. I know from my vantage point, just as a dad, if I'm coaching, the way I'm getting out in front of it is because I believe that the best programs have a lot of people moving the same direction. And that is done with communication, and communication,
Absolutely.
right? No secrets. Everything's out in the open. And I think with this rule coming into play, coaches are going to have to, when they have those big parent meetings for all their respective sports, they're going to have to set all the parents in a room and say, look, here's the rule, here's the rules, and here's the bylaws. Okay, we want you as the parent to be aware of this. We are going to tell you right now that if we have an opportunity to play your child, we don't care about that. We're playing the child in the best interest of that child. Number one, earning the playing time, and number two, developing the program, right? So if you got a freshman, like, OHS tomorrow night against Graves, they might have an opportunity to get some freshmen some minutes at the end of that game, God willing, if they do their job, right? So
they will.
You have to be upfront with the parents and say, we are going to play your child. We don't care about that rule. We're developing your child. And if you have a problem with that, this might not be the program for you.
Well, here's the thing.
And that's what I would do.
Great point.
I understand that. But here's what, and we've talked about this off air multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with what they do now, okay, the KHSA, is it's very, basically, you get different answers for different things. There is no consistency in the thing. And a lot of times, let's be honest, if you are someone who is in a higher tax bracket, you have a lot more things you can do to get eligible than somebody in a lower tax bracket. It's just the way it works. Because normally, I heard someone say that, I think it was Frakes that put this out last year, was like 92% of people who hired an attorney and then fight and appeal the case end up down the line at some point after so many appeals get eligible.
And I'm not too sure it's not higher than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's ungodly.
Okay. So we're talking
That
about
costs a lot
how
of
it
money.
could be completely unfair based on how much money you have. And then not only this, so I'm looking at this as, now I know people say, well, hey, you can go and you can appeal, because I know, I had a conversation with a couple media members throughout the state, and they were like, hey, even on this rule, the games you play, you can go appeal and talk about time.
Sure.
And that. But once again, that costs money.
Correct.
All right, not everybody has that. Then here's the other thing that I don't quite understand, and somebody will have to make me understand this. Let's say I have two juniors, just like we're talking about.
Yep.
All right. They're going to be juniors. Hadn't started their junior year.
Okay.
Going to be juniors. Okay. And let's just say there's a coaching change or whatever there may be. All right. And this junior, who happens to be a high level kid, all right, and has started since his freshman year.
Correct.
Played every game. All right. If he wants to transfer, he has to sit out his junior year. But this other kid who has not played a varsity spot yet, all right, or maybe he's only played 2 or 3 games in mop-up duty, he can transfer willy-nilly and there's no questions asked. Why? Just because someone happens to be more talented than somebody else? He's not owned by the school. They don't own his talents.
Right.
What makes it different for him to take his talent somewhere else, or him and his parents choose that, hey, we want this school for whatever the reasons they have? Then, like you said, I think a lot more of it goes into just sports. I don't understand how that is two different things just because one guy played 20 games and one guy played 6 games.
Here's what I want to believe. I truly do. I'm not being Mr. Positivity about this. I want to believe that the KHSAA opened the gate. All right. And they said, we're not going to fling this thing open.
No, what they like to do is like take baby steps and keep kicking it down the can.
They do.
And be a backward state in sports as opposed to other ones.
I wasn't going to say it that harshly, but that's kind of that's kind of what they've been known to do.
Well, I think you're right, though. It's not the KHSA.
And it's not.
There's a lot of backward schools who still want to be in 1940s that just because you're here, this school you have to play for.
I got a little different take on that because this is a resolution. This was a bylaw that was voted on by the members.
Correct.
And I think there's a lot of frustration with KHSA member schools out there that constantly get their talent poached. Now, I agree with you on your side to say, if you don't want your talent poached, get better, right? Well, be better coaching, just be better all around so your kids don't want to leave. Having said that, I think this was almost in a way to appease some of those coaches. And I don't look at it as them owning a player in the example that you gave.
You just said their talent poached. That's not their talent. It's the kid's talent.
No, when you invest in a kid, Vic, over 2 to 3 years, and all of a sudden coach comes in and is the used car salesman and pulls them away, that's not fair to the school and the coach that have invested 3 years into that kid. Because we can all be honest here. We know there's a lot of shady stuff happening behind the scenes. And we're not accusing anybody of anything. It just happens. Yep. There's legitimate transfers, 100%. The parents just decide. But there's a lot of promises and a lot of things. Dude, if we're not going to be honest about that, then everybody's got their head in the sand.
My thing would be,
what I think is you can still transfer. all the current ways to transfer, the divorce, the change of address. The change of address is the big one. Like if you've got a valid change of address, this is going to have nothing to do with it. But what I do think it does, it adds another barrier, another layer of protection for the schools that say, okay, hey, look, if you want to leave, you could still leave just like you can leave today. It doesn't change anything.
Right.
You could nothing's changed on that part. But if we've got a star rising junior, like you said in your thing, then there's another layer of protection for the school.
Where is that protection in when you get a person who transfers because this school happens to be better at math or this school has a great orchestra? Where is that punishment for those kids? Why is it that sports, football, basketball, soccer are treated so much differently than every other thing?
I'll give you the perfect example. I'm going to steal a line from the great James Caan from the great movie The Program, 1993. Vic Evans, when's the last time 5,000 people showed up to watch a kid do a chemistry experiment?
It's not right. It's just not right. I don't care how you look at it. It's not right. And I understand. And I know there's shady stuff that goes on. There's promises at some places that are made. 100%. I'm not saying there are. But you know whose responsibility that is for? That's the parents and the kids. If they fall for it and end up in a bad spot, that is still a parent making decisions for his kid.
But some people just don't know better, too. They just don't.
No, and there's bad advice all around.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to go very far to get it.
You see it in college all the time with the trade. Think about Nico. I mean, the dude took a 60% pay cut to go play and lose in front of 10,000 people. I mean,
but like
that's
I said,
him.
I do think it's the KHSAA saying, look, we hear you. And I respect that part. Like,
because they're listening to their constituents.
Because
that's the member school.
Because if you go back not very long ago when they had their first meeting, I think there was even a tweet put out that says there's no chance in this transfer thing or the shot clock is not going to happen. And then 3 months down the road, here things have changed.
Yes,
in the right direction. As long as we're going in the right direction, do we really earn the right to say how quickly this is going to, because I will say this and I'll look straight in the camera and say it and I'll look you all straight in the eye and say, it's not, the 20% thing is not going to last.
No.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
I would not have done it this way. This is
all it takes is one person with the right money. They're going to, you'll get a lawsuit out of it.
And guess what is going to have, the KHSAA is going to have more work.
Yes.
More work than they already and that's what the KHSAA is trying to get rid of.
They didn't change anything on that aspect of it. Now you're going to have to contract, once you have it and he's played 7 games, you got to investigate. I just don't know what they've changed.
So maybe this just opens the doors for amendments. And look, I love it. I love the fact that, hey, let's take a look at this thing. Let's don't just jump, head first into the 9 foot. Let's tiptoe into it. I think they tiptoed into it wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, mine too.
I wouldn't have done it this way.
So, and maybe it gets mended before anything even happens, that we can hope, right?
Yes.
I still think the shot clock needs to be amended to 45.
Have they voted on the one-time transfer rule? Has that even been brought up to vote on?
This is their one time.
This is their one time.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I was saying.
And that's where I'm with you guys on. Like,
They've opened the gate.
This ain't the way. The one-time transfer rule was
and
the
that
way.
Will happen.
That was the way.
It'll happen.
And I think, Tackett,
we've just got to beat Kentucky.
Right. Tackett talked about this, that if you think this rule is going to change the pressure that's coming down about freedom of movement, you're sadly sorry. And there's going to have to keep moving. But like you said, what Kentucky does, instead of just passing that rule, we're going to pass 3 different rules, have people complaining for 6 years, and before we finally get there when everybody else is already there.
Correct.
Honestly, the way our transfer rules are in Kentucky now, the way it's set up, I think it does provide some level of protection for the schools.
It does.
You have to have a life-changing event. There has to be a divorce, or you have to have an actual physical change of address. There's some, there may be a couple other examples.
It is it's harder to move in the state of Kentucky in high school sports than it is anywhere else in the nation, including colleges.
Yes. Yeah, they pay you and fly you out.
They pay you to do all that stuff in college. You have to, and listen, we've had some transfers these last 2 or 3 years.
You're well versed in what has to happen.
These parents are spending lots of money to get into Davis's district.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Well, that's a testament to you and what the job you guys have done. Yeah. I mean, they want to be there.
Build more houses on the east side, guys.
Something I didn't think about. Something I didn't think about when we were talking with Briggins yesterday about the shot clock. You go in a lot of these tournaments where you play in auxiliary gyms. I mean, are they have to put shot clocks now basically in every gym everywhere, or at least have or do away with these tournaments, or I guess maybe you can have a portable one. I don't know how that would work on each end.
You can, and you put them in the corners like the old NBA used to.
Yeah.
You'd put them in the corners, and they would be.
But that's more money that you got to spend.
It is, and they would be UV remote or RV. I forget that initial. But I do want to say this on the shot clock, and you all may have touched on this. There is simply no way that we can transition to it without hiring a true official to do it in the first year or two, maybe even 5, until we can get a parent involved in it. It means too much.
Yes.
It at the end of games.
As Kentucky and Wisconsin, when you blow a shot clock violation.
Can you imagine, student A's dad that's going to be a fan of the home team?
Right.
And we got some that may not accidentally do it. I don't know in Davis County, but I can guarantee I go to Henderson County. I don't care to say it. I go to Henderson County. I'm not getting the right shot clock.
You guys get like a 15-second shot clock.
That thing's going to be buzzing.
Buzzer goes off
I
all
don't
the
know what
time.
happened, Coach, but it's their ball.
Well, let me ask you, with the holiday tournaments that come up, you think about what the Sports Center does and with their holiday stuff too, and some facilities are going to have shot clock ability now. Do you think we toy around with that during some of these holiday tournaments this year?
Kind of like the old ACC where you would play like some games here with the shot, with the shot clock or with the 3-point line before it was implemented.
Absolutely love it. And it 1000% has to be done. Like the second the horn sounds on the state tournament this year, everything needs to be in place for summer games. They can't say, well, it doesn't start till the season or what. Go ahead and start it. Get it in and start. No, I'm saying
it's 2 years away. Yes. Yeah, but you're saying go ahead and do it for.
Go ahead and get it going to where you have those capabilities of your Christmas tournaments, and don't wait.
Yes.
Don't wait. Get your kids involved in it now. Be a step ahead, or don't, and let the other schools be a step ahead, and we talk about the transfers again.
I'll tell you what, let's take a pause for the calls for Karen Gross, a realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. You can get a hold of her at 270-315-9810, or you can find her at KarenGross.net. You're listening live at 5, 1027, The Game.
We haul the
Foreman Watson Holdtree is an award-winning law firm constantly setting the standard for excellence. Our attorneys are passionate, prepared, and persistent. Our proven results in cases aren't by chance. They are a result of a constant pursuit of truth and justice. That is our promise to you. Foreman Watson Holdtree, committed to justice. Legal.
This fall, on the road, at Bass, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, power meets unbeatable savings.
Don't wait. Right now, get 3.9% financing for 72 months and 15% off MSRP on select new Ram models.
Strength, speed, or family power, we've got your ride this season of adventure.
The Drive in the Fall sales event, only at Bass, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Your deal, your ride, don't miss it. Enjoy the ride.
Party Saturday, September 20th at noon. Enjoy an unforgettable day packed with 3 of the industry's top cigar lines, with reps on site offering exclusive deals, swag items, food, and giveaways. Don't miss your chance to celebrate with us at Daniel's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Mark your calendars and join the celebration on Saturday, September 20th. Daniel's Cigar Lounge. Smoke, sip, socialize.
Sports Country is celebrating 10 years. In the last 10 years, we've seen the rise of social media, a pandemic, and in sports, we saw the rise of new rivalries, the creation of the transfer portal. For Sports Country, they saw a location change in Owensboro and the addition of a second location in Bowling Green. Sports Country says thank you for supporting them for 10 years as they celebrate all month long. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's #1 sports fan store. Search for them on Facebook for events and specials.
Back to school time means busy calendars, morning commutes, and
Mom, chew! I don't feel so good.
the back to school sniffles. Fortunately, Owensboro Health Urgent Care is here with 5 convenient locations across Kentucky. Use the On My Way app to shorten your wait time and get your family back on track quickly.
I'm ready for practice, Mom.
For life's ups and downs, choose Owensboro Health Urgent Care. Schedule a virtual visit at owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
For over 35 years, Owensboro Garage Doors has been serving the tri-state area. We have exciting news. Our state-of-the-art showroom and design center is now open on Saturdays from 9 to noon. That's right. You can now visit us on Saturdays at 708 Breckenridge Street. Our team of experts are committed to providing exceptional designs and service. Owensboro Garage Door offers a wide variety of custom garage door options to ensure your garage door fits your unique needs and style. With the best service, parts, and prices, Owensboro Garage Doors will be your go-to for life.
When you work at Commonwealth Road Products, it's not about just making things possible, it's about making things safe. People who work at Commonwealth Road Products believe staying safe begins with me, bringing a not on my watch commitment to work, home, and play. Let's keep our kids safe when they play sports. Make sure their equipment fits right and works correctly. Pay attention to the temperature when outside and stay hydrated. Join us in saying no one should ever get injured, not on my watch. Commonwealth Road Products is a proud sponsor of Hancock County Sports Broadcast.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
It's Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com, Vic Evans. David Clark, got Brad Payne of Beyond the Bench sitting in with us here today
star, man.
for the first couple segments. We want to get his thoughts of the transfer rule, the new transfer rule. And then we also wanted to get your thoughts of, one thing they came out yesterday and said they're allowing, and I thought it was maybe going to be another year, but we've already seen like the 6 Reasons jumped on board and done it. So they're going to.
That really surprised me a little bit how people have jumped on it.
They're going to allow regions to send in a proposal for super regionals.
Right.
And then, they would be over a 3-year period. You could try it out for 3 years.
Yep.
I wanted to get your thoughts, one, on the super regionals. And then two, the 6 Reasons jumped in with, not just basketball. I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to do it for basketball. But they already did it last year for baseball, softball. They've already doing it for volleyball, boys and girls soccer. They're jumping headlong into it. Do you like the super regional idea?
Love it. And I understand, again, other schools being hesitant about it too, for a competitive reason. Now, of course, I'm in the 9th district. There's been plenty of times that I haven't been able to, or our team has not been able to participate in the region when I felt like I was top 6 in the region. So, as a Davis County coach, absolutely, I love it. And I feel like I've earned the right to be able to speak this name. If I were Breckenridge County, would I want it? No.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you.
It doesn't. Why would you want, as a Breckenridge County team, why would you want to invite 2 more
city
district teams?
Right,
well,
exactly.
I made the comment, and this is something I don't know, is can
and
regions...
yes, you have earned the right, by the way.
Yeah.
You've got, come on, bro. You've earned the right.
I don't want to speak for them, but I feel like, I feel like if they... if they had a pulse, they'd say no.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here's what I was thinking, and I don't know the answer to this because I guess it's by region. Like, can you have super regional in, like, let's say, softball, baseball, and basketball, but not in soccer, volleyball?
That's a great question.
Like, because I don't know. Because, if you were, just say if you're Brett County, okay? If I'm Coach Bennett, and no offense, Coach Bennett, they're a regional contender every year.
Yes.
But if I'm Coach Bennett, I know for me to win a regional title in the regional tournament that I only have to beat 2 9th district teams. Okay, you go to a super regional. There's a path where it could be 4.
There's a chance.
Right.
There's a very legit chance.
Right.
And the other thing, and this gonna kind of sound old headish, but I do think if you want it done, you can kind of dangle this carrot in front of the Brecks, the Meads, Grayson County. Is let's keep the district tournament. All right. Now, people are automatically going to be like, no, why? Because that's why we're doing the super regional. But hear me out on this. Let's make the district tournament and let's incentivize it. All right. Let's let the district champion get a bye.
We'll talk about this because I got it right here in front of me.
Yes.
So what I did is, I did mine no district tournaments. These were with district regular season winners to make the regular season games even more important.
Okay.
And district runner-ups.
Yep.
And then when you get to the 3rd and 4th teams, then you're using RPI. And then but I also like this. Like, I can live with have a district tournament.
Yes.
Your district winners. I've got it set up in a 15-team tournament. Your district champions, whether it be regular season and or district tournament,
okay,
get the old SEC double bye. They are in the Elite 8. that was played at the Sports Center. Then I've got the district runner-ups, whether it be regular season or whether it be in a district tournament, they would get a single bye.
Okay.
And they are in what would be, the round of 16.
Yep.
Okay. Now, the first round and the round of 16
is like a play-in.
Those are played at home sites.
Okay.
That's how I would do it. So now you're getting both, hey, we got regional games. I think it would be a great revenue maker in these things. So in this, taking last year of how things broke down in the regular season, if they tied in the regular season, I used RPI to break the tie.
Yep.
Overall, you guys were the 1 seed.
Okay.
Breck was the 4. And then Muhlenberg, the 3, and Grayson, the 2.
Okay.
So you guys will be paired up in this aspect in the regional tournament.
And the double bye.
You would be in Sports
You guys
Center.
in the SEC tournament would be playing on Friday.
Yes. And so then the teams, then you have Catholic, Meade, Butler, and McLean. They got 1 bye.
Yep. Because they were runner-up.
Well, Meade doesn't because you got an odd number. So somebody
has to play.
in that round has to play in the first round. And so they would play the highest ranked RPI team that was not left because you got to keep the 8 and 9 when you go on.
Got it.
So Meade would host Apollo in the second round.
Yep.
In the first round, you got Hancock playing at Ohio.
Okay.
You would have Trinity playing at Edmondson, and you'd have Cloverport going to OHS. These are boys. So then the winner of Hancock, Ohio, would have to go play Catholic at Catholic because Catholic was the 2. And then the winner of Trinity, Edmondson, just because of the way it fell out in the RPI, they would have to go play Butler. You had 3 teams in the 12th right there.
Yep.
And then the winner of Cloverport and OHS would have to go play McLean in round 2 at McLean. Those winners move on to the Sports Center.
The double bye people. I really like it. And that makes a whole lot of sense to me. The thing about the district, what I was saying about the district winners is it also behooves your Trinities, Edmondsons, Hancocks to also host.
Yes.
Monetarily also. I mean, it's an economic, it's a moneymaker. And let's don't just change everything about the KHSAA just by a super regional. It's why I keep on talking about the district. The district means a lot. Guys, DCHS hadn't won a whole lot of districts.
Oh, I know. Well, not only that, and this is why I would think I would keep the district tournaments and not use regular season because it's almost like a conference tournament. It's almost like an SEC tournament. You win it, you're in the big dance.
1,000%.
You win that district tournament. Maybe you had a rough year and you get, it took you a long time to get going. You win the district tournament, you've earned the double bye to the Sports Center.
Now,
and I love that idea.
The other thing that has to be done, and this has to be done yesterday, we've got to get the RPI fixed if you're going to use it, especially in a super regional, because guys, the RPI is so jacked up.
It's broke.
And it's broke for everyone. You can't, we went to Evansville Central and won. And guys, Evansville Central was great last year. One of the best teams they've ever had in the history of the school. And our RPI dropped.
Yeah, you got penalized.
I don't mind if we can't keep up with everybody in the nation. So this year on our schedule, when we're going and playing grind session on YouTube and things like that, I don't expect our RPI to skyrocket because you can't just make up an arbitrary number either. Just take it out of the equation. And only Kentucky schools are counted on the RPI and then bust an RPI out. That is not a fair RPI. I'm not saying that what you wrote down was wrong.
Right.
But our RPI would have been much, much higher last year if it were done correctly. We got penalized for playing really good Indiana teams.
Well, and me personally, in the grand scheme of things, I'd say, okay, what you do if you're going to go to a super regionals, you play everybody once and you seed it based on that.
Right.
But you and I talked, then you're getting into snow, games with, all A and snow and that
Somebody
kind of
would have
stuff.
to cancel and
so,
it would go sideways
But
quick.
if you're going to keep the district tournaments, you got to see the district winners in some aspects somehow.
No, I agree.
And RPI is the way.
Just take Indiana out of it and fix the RPI, tweak it a little bit. But it's not the way it stands right now is one of the most unfair advantages, disadvantages, however you ever want to look at it, as it gets.
Well,
we're not doing coin flips sometimes. And had this thing last year come to a coin flip between who was the 2 seed? Catholic, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Catholic. Had it come down to a coin flip with us and Catholic, you don't know what would have happened.
Yeah,
You truly don't.
Right.
I mean,
And
nothing's guaranteed.
Does the Knights still use coin flip, or they've gone to RPI?
No, we RPI'd it. Yeah,
Okay.
we RPI'd. But Think about that for a second.
I know.
The whole trajectory of the regional tournament could have changed on us being penalized for playing really good Indiana teams.
Yeah, well,
right.
So that's got to be fixed.
That's not right.
Football coaches will tell you. I mean, even in football, it's jacked up, and they all use it to their own.
Correct.
Well, you get the class bump in football,
Right.
which wouldn't apply in basketball or soccer or anything like that. So you can be a smaller school and play a crappy bigger school and get a lot of credit for it.
There were coaches that tell us, "Hey, we're a 3A school. We know who we can compete with at 5A and 6A, but we get the same bump."
But to get back to that, I don't know how. I'm trying to put myself into, and I think I've earned the right to talk about Trinity too. So, as Trinity, I would do it, and here's my main reason behind it is because even when I was at Trinity, we never won a regional game.
Mm-hmm.
You got a legit shot of winning a regional game here,
and not only that, you can play at home.
Yep,
and if you look, you keep the district tournaments because I think that makes it. I think
I would not keep the district.
I would
tournaments.
because I think it comes like a conference tournament.
I think if you don't, you're going to lose. You're never going to gain the Breck Grayson
Trinity
vote from this super regional from the way that it's set up. If you don't do a district, I think then we lose Edmondson, Hancock, Trinity.
So to be clear, you guys are saying do the district tournament, and even if you lose in the first round of the district tournament, you're still playing the super regional.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that a little bit because my whole reasoning for not wanting to do the district tournament because I don't want to take the chance for a Whitesville Trinity or, in a lot of years, I know Grayson County is going to be really, really good this year, but there's been years where they have it. You don't want to take the right for them to win a 12th district, 11th district, 10th district title away from those teams. My thing was, have that in the regular season, but if everybody's moving to the super regional, I guess you could do too.
I know, and it
incentivizes, and it gives them the way to make money.
Correct.
Yeah,
and it still gives you that little bit of old school pride, I guess. We're not totally changing the whole aspect, and on top of all of it, you're playing in a tournament. That's why we do Christmas tournaments, is to get ready for these things.
Yeah,
you're playing in a tournament to get you ready for the big one. So you're getting a tournament atmosphere. 1-2 games.
I was always big on taking the district tournament out and not doing it. But then I started thinking, in the NCAA, you don't get the automatic bid for going 16-2 in the SEC in the regular season.
Right.
You get the automatic bid into the tournament when you get hot for 4 days. And it gives those teams, just like you said, a team like Trinity, one, you can still win the 12th district.
Yes.
But two, you not only win the game, your first game, then all of a sudden you're in the bye and hosting a regional game at Trinity.
So and you still keep your seeds, in the regular season, and you keep your district the same. But the only way that some schools are going to be able to hang a banner from now until the end of time is a district banner.
Yes.
And so I don't want to eliminate that. And I can speak for Davis County on it. Like I said, guys, it wasn't like we've got a ton of district championship banners hanging up there. You know what I mean? Like it meant something to us last year.
With this format, let's say we keep the district tournaments, everybody goes to the super regional. I would still think everybody within the third region would still need to play each other, right? So because you know what I mean? Like how do you get true RPI if they don't play each other? You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, and I took last year, so you're taking a model of scheduling that may be different.
With what you both say.
What I did was, district champions get the double bye, district runner-ups, whether it be tournament or regular season. I use regular season. Then once you started seeding the teams that got beat in the first, the 3 and 4 seeds, then I used RPI to get the highest matchups, the best, the matchups that keep these seeds legit. Like if you're Catholic and you are the second overall RPI runner-up, or you're the highest runner-up in RPI, you shouldn't have to play the next best team. It's set up as a 1 to 16.
As a reward. It's a reward.
2 plays 15, 3 plays 14. I used RPI for that. You could also, I just don't think you're ever going to get a time where all 15 teams are going to play each other. That's 15 games. You guys only get to schedule a few. Was it 20?
It's 30 total.
But that's also counting tournaments.
Well, it's also counting district games that you must play. You know what I mean? And you got to play those. You got that's six of your games
of those,
there.
yeah.
Right. So if you're counting, if you're
putting other, if you're taking those away and making 3, if you got to still putting 15. So usually you schedule
12,
24 total games in the regular season plus a couple tournaments. Is usually how it works.
Yeah, 25, 20.
And you said the cap's 30 for regular season, and that's the problem. You're going to force in this super region scenario, if to get a true making everybody play each other, you're going to force Cloverport to lose a lot of winnable games. Like, a team.
That's why I think you just leave it off RPI.
I think the RPI will take care of itself if it fixed. Yeah, because you'll know. And, every conference doesn't, and I may be speaking way out of turn in college on this, and we're not college, we're high school, but like the Big Ten or somebody's gotten so big, the SEC's gotten so big. Do they play every team?
No. And then sometimes Kentucky plays the top 4 teams twice,
right?
And somebody like a Vanderbilt only play. No, they play some of the bottom.
They would never.
It's very unbalanced.
They would never do that.
The TV wouldn't set that up.
No, TV's not doing that at all.
Just like the NCAA tournament doesn't set up any kind of narratives or anything.
Nothing like
they didn't set up Calipari versus Rick Pitino.
No, not at all. No, it was just
luck of the draw, man.
They finished on the same line.
The way the seeds work out.
The seed lines,
but this is a great idea. It's modernized. It is pushing game, and I can't for the life of me understand why anyone other than the people that I said, the schools that I said, and selfishly, I have no problem with a Grayson County or Breck or me going, absolutely not.
Yeah,
because if I'm over there, I'm going. Listen, I see the 9th enough. I'll be damned if I'm playing 4 of them.
I think a lot of will come in. Can you take the super regional and add in the home games in the first couple rounds, play the Elite 8 at the Sports Center, and really jack up revenue? And if revenue goes way up, then it's a lot harder to say no.
You get 4 9th district games in those elite little teams in those Elite 8. You won't have an empty.
That will happen once, and then the super regional will be a done deal.
If you think the 1.4 million expressions you had, that'd be about 2.9 million if that ever happened there. That would be over.
And I'm curious, can you have a super regional in baseball, but in basketball, but not in baseball? Can you have one in softball and not in volleyball?
That's a question that I don't know the answer on, and I really don't know. As a group of ADs that get together, there are like the gentleman's agreement of, hey, you're running the meeting, but we don't really have, to my knowledge, hey, he's the head of the 3rd region ADs.
Yeah,
I mean, I know Todd handles a lot of our stuff.
I think Harper is
but I think it's just because
he's de facto.
I think it's because he's organized and he couldn't say no.
They didn't let him. He wasn't in the room when they voted on it. What happened?
He became king.
Todd's like, great, another responsibility.
You run into a situation, and I'm not calling anybody out. Let's just say, for instance, Catholic. Okay, if you're the Catholic AD, all right. Baseball loves the idea. Basketball loves the idea. Softball hates the idea. Volleyball hates the idea.
That's a great question.
Like all of a sudden,
are you all in or all out?
Right. That's what I mean. You could see some inner squabble schools with coaches being, "Hey, I love this idea," or not.
Because with that being said, it would help Breckenridge County softball.
Yes,
because
they go to the regional
highly
tournament.
competitive.
Yes, they go to the regional tournament,
and so that would help them. Kids want to play in the regional tournament. I don't care what anybody says. And listen, if Trinity was to win the way this bracket's set up right now, Trinity has never won a boys regional game. I don't know if y'all knew that.
I didn't know that. No. I remember when they drew they drew Owensboro in the first round. I remember checking on that. They had never won one.
There's
a chance.
Yeah. There's a chance, yeah.
No, they could be hosting it.
And you can't take that away from them ever.
Can you imagine the Palace out there on a regional tournament game on their home floor? That place would be crazy.
For a regional tournament, for a chance to be in the quarters.
Yeah. It would be awesome.
It needs to be done. I hope smart people prevail on this.
I know we probably got to get to another commercial break.
We got to get Brad out of here.
He's got to get out of here, but he's a Louisville fan. But I want to talk about this Mark Pope, Pat Kelsey.
I didn't have any idea.
Wait a minute. Do we go commercial break first?
Or real quick. We'll take a really quick commercial break. I had in my Danos LA5 question number 1.
Yeah.
We're here listening to the live. We'll be right back with the Danos LA5. It's live at 5. 1027 The Game.
PSC Fiber is building the region's fastest fiber optic network to deliver essential internet to Perry, Spencer, and DuBois counties. With the customer service and tech support you expect from neighbors, access to high-speed, reliable internet has a positive impact on economic development and social well-being. The ways we communicate have changed a lot in over 70 years, and PSC Fiber is always leading the way. Call 800-511-4899 or visit us at pscfiber.net to see how PSC Fiber is here for you.
Hawkins Avenue PLLC is a full-service architectural firm providing design services for K-12 education, business, healthcare, industrial, religious, hospitality, and mercantile projects across the state. Our motto is design-focused, service-based, and feel it nothing less than mandatory to provide a service to our clients that exceeds their expectations. With a combined 30-plus years of experience, the team at Hawkins Avenue is the architectural firm you need for your next project. Located in Beaver Dam, give Jeremiah or Kyle a call at 270-363-2235.
This is Jalen Darty, the voice of the McLean County Cougars. Did you know the McLean County Public Library is your gateway to a world of knowledge? Discover the latest bestsellers, dive into fun community workshops, or explore the e-library anytime, anywhere. Visit McLeanCEOPublicLibrary.com for a full schedule of events, or give them a call at 270-278-9184 to learn more. Come turn the page on your next adventure at the McLean County Public Library.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
It's game on every weekday from 5 to 8 in the morning with Unsportsmanlike. Brought to you by Floor Concepts. Catch Evan, Canty, and Michelle breaking down the biggest stories, the boldest takes, and the realest reactions only on 102.7 The Game. Your home for ESPN Radio. Unsportsmanlike delivers the passion every true sports fan craves. Brought to you by Floor Concepts, where design meets durability. It's Unsportsmanlike weekday mornings 5 to 8 only on 102.7 The Game.
Hi, this is Travis Holtry from Foreman Watson Holtry. You know, we will not allow anyone to deter us from what we are committed to. And we're committed to standing up for people and businesses who find themselves needing a voice because of legal issues. Our attorneys have the resolve it takes to stand up when tested without flinching in the face of adversity. We are Foreman Watson Holtry, and we're dedicated to you, committed to justice. FWHlegal.com.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Backed by popular demand, Legendary Pools and Spas by John Morais is here. If John has built your pool or spa in the past and it needs service, repairs, or just a little attention, he's ready to take care of you. He loved to hear from his former customers, and if you're new, now is the perfect time to see why his work is legendary. Call Legendary Pools and Spas by John Morais at 270-316-1007. Reconnecting with customers, one pool at a time.
Dano's Cigar Lounge is proud to bring you our annual Stogie Fest and 4-year anniversary party Saturday, September 20th at noon. Enjoy an unforgettable day packed with 3 of the industry's top cigar lines, with reps on site offering exclusive deals, swag items, food, and giveaways. Don't miss your chance to celebrate with us at Dano's Cigar Lounge on Highway 54. Mark your calendars and join the celebration on Saturday, September 20th. Dano's Cigar Lounge. Smoke, sip, socialize.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
It's Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Vic Evans, Dave Clark, Bradley Payne here. We're getting ready for the Danos LA5. Hey, it is Stogie Fest Saturday. Starts at noon. They got 3 reps will be there. They've got food. They've got games. They got prizes. Giveaways out there on Highway 54.
Football will be on.
Yes, you got the Tri-State's largest humidor. You
got some gaming back there.
You got the bar there. I mean, you listen. If you've never been to one of their events, just go give it 30 minutes. You'll absolutely love it, and you'll stay there.
You'll be there
for a few hours. You know, that's just the way it works.
Champion smoked stogues, just like the '95 Breck Tigers did after they won. Everybody's got a stogue, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got.
I didn't, but I think Coach Hobbs did.
We got the Danos LA5. Question number 1. Brad, you're hanging around just for this. You got the story that comes out: Pope versus Kelsey in a battle in the basically in the front yard of a recruit.
I just heard about this today.
I mean, does Kelsey want any of that smoke? Yes or no?
Absolutely not. Now, he will not dodge any smoke when it comes to scheduling a game. He doesn't want to schedule a fight with Mark Pope.
No, it reminds me of seeing the cartoon where the kid's trying to swing. He's holding his head back and you're just swinging air. It's like 6'11" versus 5'11".
That whole thing, of course, I think it got exaggerated. But I see both sides of it. You know, if Pope was scheduled to be first, he probably should have been first, but he was late. So I'm sure Kelsey used that and like, hey, if he cared about you, he would have been here on time.
As he should have.
Sure.
Absolutely should have. But at the same time, like Pope's got, let's say he's got from 11 to 12 and he's 10 minutes late. I know Kelsey slid in there, but you get 50 minutes instead of an hour now.
Yes.
Like you lost your 10 minutes.
Right.
Sorry, buddy.
I don't fault either guy.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't fault him. I hope it really has been overplayed that there were,
Sure.
The first report came out, basically they were saying they were
almost came to blows.
Yeah. Or the dad had to break it up.
Yeah.
I hope that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I just hope it was a war of words.
They're two great guys, and I think, when it comes that 2 hours when they're playing each other, they would much rather see each other, in purgatory than to win. But like any other time, those two guys are likable guys, and I think they respect each other too much to let something like this ruin their relationship.
But there needs to be a little
there
bit.
does.
You know what I mean?
Because I'm having a hard time cheering against Kentucky because I like Pope so much.
I like Pat Kelsey. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a UK guy. But at the same time, like we don't want like DeMarcus Ganaway and Jason Morris hanging out. Like we want them to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of DeMarcus Ganaway, WVJS night 6:30. You got the DeMarcus Ganaway Coaches Show down there at Goodwood. Go out there, get you something to eat. But if you can't make it, it'll be on VJS with Dan Bartlett. Danos LA5 question number 2. Indiana hosts Illinois in a top 20 matchup. Actually, it's a top 15 matchup.
Yes.
Saturday. Who do you like in this matchup, Dave? You going to Illinois or you going to Indiana?
I'm going the Fighting Signettis at home. I like it. I think B-Town's going to be popping off.
Ain't played anybody.
They have not played anybody. I do think the Old Dominion win's probably a little bit better than what we think about it. You look at Old Dominion. Yeah, Old Dominion, I think they've throttled Virginia Tech, if I'm not mistaken. So at the end of the day, I'm not a Brent Bielema guy. I've never believed in Brent Bielema. He did a solid job at Wisconsin. He thought he could come to the SEC and
do a better job than Luke Fickell.
So and then he had to go back to the Big Ten. So in my opinion, Illinois is not for real. Give me the Hoosiers.
The line has moved significantly to 6.5. You remember on Beyond the Bench, I said if this thing was 6.5 or 7, I would believe that Indiana was truly better. Maybe it's the squares that are saying that they are, but Indiana has to prove to me that they can win a game against a team that can walk and chew gum, and they haven't.
They have to win. Indiana has to win. They have to win this game.
Question number 3, Danos LA5. The 0-2 Dolphins travel to take on Brad's Bills tonight. Thursday night football. You'll be able to hear it right here on 102.7 The Game. Any chance for an upset for the Dolphins tonight?
I'm telling you, and I'm not just saying this because I'm protecting the Bills. They've constantly. When I say struggle, I don't mean struggled because Allen is Allen is 8-1 against the Dolphins since he became a starting quarterback. So he hasn't struggled to win. He's had all the wins. He struggled to win these games.
Yeah.
Miami can stretch you out. They're out both corners. Ed Oliver is out tonight. Milano, the middle linebacker, is out tonight for the Bills.
And the defense is not very good anyway.
Correct. So the Bills are probably going to score 38 points because the Dolphins defense may actually be worse than the Bills, and they'll win 38-31.
All right. The question number 4, Danos LA5. This is for both of you. If you had to put a team on upset alert this Friday night, what team would you be putting on upset alert, Dave?
You know what? I'm gonna do
Keep him
I'm gonna do
on this
Brad a solid. I'm gonna say the Henderson County Colonels. I think Davis County is looking to make a statement. I think a lot of people are going, hey, you know, congratulations, you're 2-1, but that was Russellville and Christian County,
2-2,
or 2-2. Excuse me, and yes, because they lost to Owensboro as well. I think this is an opportunity for Davis County. I'm going to put Henderson on an upset
I was going
alert.
to say the same thing. It's a ripe time because, you know, Henderson
struggling offensively.
They are, and Davis can put some points up defensively. It's a great time for them to be playing too. Henderson's got a couple of nagging injuries too. I talked to Coach Q.
They play like 4 or 5 quarterbacks at different times. Had some injury bugs there. I think you guys hit this on the head. I think, you know, with Henderson, you know, if you look at the Owensboro Health top 10, it wouldn't be an upset because Davis County's ranked ahead of them.
Right.
But I think most people early in the year would have had this as an absolute L for Henderson or for Davis County. I do think they have a shot to go over and win. Now, you got to get out of the 14-0 hole you're going to be in.
You're
going to
start.
Be in it.
Yeah.
But
there'll be a flag thrown as soon as the bus hits the ground.
You know, Daniel's question, LA5, got to go quickly here. Got about 3 minutes. Give me your winners of these matchups this weekend. Auburn taking on Oklahoma.
Give me, you know what?
It's at Oklahoma.
I'm gonna go Auburn.
I'm Oklahoma.
I for some
we
reason
don't want Oklahoma to be any good, and they actually are this year.
I like their quarterback a lot, but I don't know, man. I just feel like
Brad follows him on DraftKings. Brad likes him a lot too.
I feel like Hugh Freeze has done something down there, and I'm gonna go Auburn with the upset.
Freeze can coach.
He's a little slimy. Talking about slimy and snarky coaches. I mean, he's right there with them. South Carolina at Missouri. It's a game time decision for the quarterback.
It's not close. Missouri's going to roll them. I think Missouri wins by 2 touchdowns.
I'm going to go South Carolina here.
I was thinking that South Carolina was good no matter what. They really disappointed me with the whole Vandy deal. But
Vandy,
well, here's my question. I think Vandy's better, but also, too, like when you have a whole week to prepare being a guy, you know, as the backup quarterback that you know you're going to play, as opposed to at the end of the first quarter, the guy goes down and now you're throwing the game. 2 different scenarios.
Agree.
We're guilty of making judgments on teams based on logos. And I think that's what we're doing to Vanderbilt right now. I saw Vanderbilt in person last year. I've seen them in the first 3 games on TV this year. They're a good football team.
Yeah.
They are an extremely well-coached football team.
And is
Vanderbilt the most talented team in the Southeastern Conference? Absolutely not. But everybody's on the same page. They got a winner at quarterback and they got a winner as a head coach.
That's a good point.
And what they're building around that school and the facilities, I've seen them firsthand. I've got to go and visit there with my son. Vanderbilt, stop looking at the logo and start paying attention to the football.
I'd take Clark Lee right now as my defensive coordinator again at Notre Dame. I can promise you that.
I bet you would.
Vanderbilt might beat Notre Dame right now.
Florida at Miami.
This is not going to be close.
I don't think so either. I mean, one of the guys on my hot sheet list, you know, Brent Pry from Virginia Tech, ousted. You know, Napier's right there. If he gets blown out by Miami, does he survive the week?
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
And if they get blown out, he'll be gone.
I agree. I think if they get blown out, I think Napier's out. I think this is a close game. I really like Miami, though. I think Miami played very well against South Florida, who beat the Florida Gators. I think Florida Gators come in off a tough game against LSU, something to prove. It's going to be tight, but give me the U.
Last one. Michigan has got to go play at Nebraska. Is Nebraska back, and do they take down Michigan, or does Michigan smack them and say, not so fast, Nebraska?
I don't know.
You don't have to, you know.
Let me say this.
The coach is suspended.
Let me say this. Michigan's quarterback is going to be special.
Yes.
He is.
He is going to. That dude can throw.
Yeah.
Who you got, Brad?
Nebraska.
Oh, no way.
For Caleb Farkas, hail to the victors. I said hail.
Nebraska's not back. They are no longer relevant.
It's
Michigan
Pat
goes
Holmes,
in there.
It's Pat Mahomes Jr. back there.
I know. Listen, I mean, you're talking about the man's taking stalking charges on that guy.
I think Michigan's a good football team. I really do.
Hey, tomorrow we'll be at Steel Stadium for the tailgate show. I think it's Above All Roofing who's sponsoring that.
Yep.
Can't wait. We'll get you ready for all the Friday football games. Live at 5, 1027 The Game.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 1027 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 1027 The Game.